Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me for this beautiful Monday morning in Limitless Live. We are still doing the love and relationship this month, and today's week 4 of June. I want to focus on protection, not from a place of fear, but from a place of wisdom and self respect. Today's conversation is for everyone who has ever ignored a gut feeling, for anyone who had ever stayed in a relationship for too long, or for anyone learning about trusting themselves again after a heartbreak. As we move through today's session, I want to talk about recognizing red and green flags and how to set healthy boundaries that aren't about shutting people out, but really about letting the right people in your heart, in your life, and in your soul. I want to begin with an incredible quote by Brené Brown. Daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. Let that land for a second. Loving ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. Because guess what? You're allowed to disappoint others when protecting your own peace. Let's start by identifying the flags. Flags that show up in a relationship. The ones we often sense before we fully name them. So there are red flags such as lack of accountability. In other words, they never say I was wrong. They never own their mistake. And you are the first one always to reconnect. The second important flag is sense of jealousy and control. When you feel that they're limiting your freedom, they monitor you, they isolate you from others, that is when you're losing your freedom because of either control or jealousy issues. And the third important red flag to notice is inconsistency. They say one thing, but they do something completely different. Those mixed signals are very confusing. And here's the truth. Red flags, most of the time, don't start big. They start small. But over time, they just become more discomfort. So now let's shift that tone to the healthy boundaries or green flags that you may notice. One of the most important green flags is open communication. You feel that you are heard and not silent. They listen to you without dismissing you or telling you this isn't right, and so on. The second one is emotional safety. You can be vulnerable without being afraid of it. And the third one is mutual growth. You both support each other in goals, in healing, and in changing. Green flags are really what let love expand instead of contract. List 3 flags for your relationship, your current relationship. 3 red flags and three green flags. Whatever I mentioned is just definitely don't limit to it. But list something that you've experienced from the past, from current relationship, and ask yourself, what did my body feel like in each of these moments? And did I listen to it? Oftentimes we have this intuition, but we don't always listen to it. And we continue into a relationship knowing there are those red flags. We dismiss a relationship knowing that these are green flags that would make this relationship great. So just take some time and look into yourself and analyze that. Now, boundaries are very important for self-love. Boundaries are where you end and someone else begins. They are the ultimatums. They are invitation to interact with you in a respectful way. Boundaries are a radical act of self-love. And as I mentioned before, if you can't love and respect yourself, don't expect it from others. They are necessary. Boundaries are so important, especially after you've already been hurt. I'll give you two simple, powerful boundaries, and just work on your own boundaries. We all have our wants, we all have our limits. So whatever works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. But the way you set it and the way you stop someone from doing something you don't like is by words like, that doesn't work for me. Or after something had happened and you don't appreciate it, you can say, here's what I want, or here's what I need moving forward. Notice what shifts in your energy just by saying those things. You become elevated. You become more confident. Remember, people who benefit from your lack of boundaries may not celebrate your new ones. That doesn't mean you're wrong. It means you're growing. And if you need a deeper dive into this work, I highly recommend a book called Set Boundaries, Find Peace by Nedra Glover Tawwab. It's such a practical, powerful book, and it's especially healing after breakup, in a season of rediscovery, when you're ready for a new relationship and you're kind of trying to analyze and not repeat the same mistakes. Boundaries are there to protect your energy so you can invite whatever it is that aligns with you and let go what doesn't. Your body is a barometer. This should be your very first boundary. Your body knows before your mind even realizes, before your heart tries to justify. You know how we sometimes see those red flags, but we try to justify because we love that person? Oh, that's not what they meant. Oh, they didn't really want to hurt me. So your body actually knows. And let's tune into it. When your chest feels tight, or when your stomach clenches, that's when your nervous system tells you this doesn't feel safe. On the other hand, when your heart feels opened, you breathe in full, you are in a space of ease. You don't need to intellectualize everything. Sometimes the question is very simple. When do I feel most like myself in a relationship? And when you need to justify or change yourself or adjust or be someone you're not, then this is not safe. And as I close this short conversation, I just want to point out and remind you, you deserve a relationship where you feel safe, seen, and supported. Not drained of energy, not confused, and not always being on edge. Boundaries are how you start to create that specific reality for yourself. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but discomfort is often the birthplace of clarity. I want to invite you to take this brave one step. Set one new boundary with your current relationship. It could be big, could be small. Something like, I don't know, if you often scream at each other, that would be one boundary. There's no more screaming. If you call each other names, and of course, let's not go to those extremes. If somebody's following, you're not following, but if somebody's just looking at who you're talking to and not allowing you to do that, as we said, sense of control, speak it, honor it, and watch what shifts around you and inside you. Now, to set this better and to talk a lot more about this, tomorrow I have a very special guest. She's a coach and she's an habit expert. Her name is Amy Brainard. And we're going to have a session at 2 p.m. Healing After Breakup. I invite you all to join because we'll talk about letting go, reground yourself, and build life after loss. And loss could be a breakup, but it also could be a death of someone that you loved. With grace, with tools, and tiny habits that lead to big changes. Because boundaries protect your heart, but healing actually allows it to be opened again. You are doing this week. You are not alone. If you've been hurt for a while and you didn't know how to start, this is for you. Come join us tomorrow to start healing. And until then, say no where needed. And say yes to peace. I'll see you all shortly.